Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're going to look at what impression you make at work. What do they think of you? How do they feel about you? How do they see you? This is employers, your boss, co-workers, whoever comes up in the reading. I can tell you both readings touches on both. So I have 3 cards for you here, 3 readings. Group 1, your card is number 62 and it's Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. I'll just hold that there for a second so you can get a good look. Pause it if you need to. Okay. Group 2, your card is number 51. Sandpiper Spirit. Be playful. And finally, group 3, your card is number 55. Snake Spirit. Time to heal. Snake Spirit. All right. So those are your 3 cards, your 3 groups. All you have to do now is pick which group you want to watch. Click on the timestamp in the description box, and it will take you straight there. Okay, thanks, y'all. Okay, group 1. All right, so we're going to take a look at what they think of you at work. What is the impression that you make on them? What's their impression of you? So your initial card here is card number 62. It's the Turtle Spirit, and it says slow and steady wins the race. I'm going to leave that there while we pull some additional cards. Okay, all right. We have Knight of Wands. Four of Cups in reverse. The Chariot reversed. And one more as an advice card. And the advice card is the Empress. Just going to pair these up with Lenormand cards just to add a little bit of color, a little bit of detail to the tarot. We have the Bouquet. Crossroads. The Clouds. And one more, please. And the Key. All right. Okay, give me just a sec. I just want to, I'm going to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. That is how I get most of my information. I listen to my spirit guides who come through and talk to me on a general reading like this. On a personal reading, I actually connect with your guide. So that's an important thing to know. Before I do that, I just like to mention if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you, your life, a situation that you have concerns about or questions about, you can check my website and see what's available there. My website is pinktututarot.com. Otherwise, I hope this reading brings you what you need. And if it does, if you like the messages, if it helps you in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below, subscribe, share, whatever you feel called to do. I'm grateful for it. It helps me, it helps my channel. But most importantly, it helps me know that our energies are connecting. Okay, so thank you for that. All right, now give me just a second while I get some messages for you as we get our reading started here. Okay, what they're coming through and saying initially is that First thing they want to say is that in the workplace, you have made a good impression. They think that you are a valuable addition or resource in the job, in the role that you're doing, and in the company as a whole. Um, they're saying you may not see it. You may not see it. You may be watching this because you're wondering, I have no idea what they think of me. Or maybe you're wondering if they don't like you. I don't know. But they're letting me know that you may not see it, but they do really appreciate your work style, your work ethic, your ability to keep your spirits up no matter what is thrown at you, and the quality of the work you do. So if they're not telling you, and it's unfortunate if they're not telling you, but if they're not telling you this, try to accept what's coming through in this reading, as they tell you. It's important to know. It's important to know that you're appreciated, and you are appreciated. All right, so we'll start with your initial card here, the Turtle Spirit. And they're telling me you should recognize this in you, in that you may not be the fastest worker in the workplace. You're not in a hurry to get things done. You like to get it right. So whether you're a bit of a perfectionist or you just like to take your time and do things properly, that should resonate with you. You should recognize that in yourself, but also know that your employer or employers do appreciate this in you. I will say I am getting this message that if you can pick up the pace a little without losing quality, it will only benefit you, right? I am getting that sometimes they wish they could get things out of you a little bit faster because everybody's on a deadline. Everyone's got agendas to meet, and I feel like sometimes they have to wait for you or wait for whatever it is you work on. But they do appreciate the quality of the work you put out, and they don't want that to sacrifice. So take that and do with it what you like. All right, so we'll look at your first two cards here. We have the Knight of Wands and the Bouquet. Let me just hear what they want to say about this. Hold on. They're telling me that you actually really enjoy your job. If you don't, the people in the workplace, coworkers and employers alike, think you do. They get the impression that you genuinely appreciate and enjoy the work you do, the company you work for, the job you have. They're telling me you have a gift for pulling different pieces together and creating something cohesive or substantial out of it. So I don't know if that's part of your job where you have to pull together different pieces for your job, or it's not, but it is something that you're skilled at and that you manage to do. But they're giving me this sense of, for some of you, it is creativity, that you're able to use different creative skills to accomplish a task or to accomplish your role. Obviously, that's not for everybody, but for all of you, they do recognize that you have this ability of putting pieces together and making something out of it. Sometimes it's just different pieces of knowledge, it's different pieces of research or information, or it could be different assets or aspects of creativity. So take that as it resonates for you, but they do genuinely think that you appreciate and enjoy your job. They like the energy that you give out. It's a positive energy. I am getting that they feel, or it seems as if you are actually on the quieter side most of the time. But they still get this impression from you. Now, if you're a chatterbox and you're talking all the time, just ignore that. Maybe it's not for everybody, but it is what Spirit's given me, is that despite the fact that They're saying for some of you, it's that you're like you have employers or coworkers who don't talk to you all the time, because they're giving me this message of they don't communicate with you much, but they don't hear from you much or that often, but you still give off the impression of being relaxed and really enjoying the job that you have and taking it seriously Okay. All right. So your next row here is the Four of Cups reversed with crossroads. Give me just a sec. I just want to listen. They're telling me that, and I don't know if this is the employer or your coworkers or both, but they're telling me that it's like they know that you have other options. You could actually take your skills, anywhere, to another company easily. You're very highly employable. You're very skilled, very good at what you do. You'd have no trouble getting a job elsewhere if you wanted to. But they do, again, they feel like you're happy where you are, which makes the employer feel more secure in you because they're not worried you're going to jump ship. That you're going to learn what you can from them, get some experience, and then jump ship and go somewhere else. Now, you might do that, but they don't get that impression. So you do give them this feeling of feeling comfortable with you because they don't feel like you're itching to go elsewhere. Okay? So if you are itching to go elsewhere and you don't want them to know that, just keep that in mind. All right. So then we have the Chariot reversed and the Clouds. They're not sure what you want from this job, how you want to progress in this job. Do you want to move on to a different role at some point? Do you want to move up the ranks? Do you want to expand your skills? Do you want to stay right where you are? There is some ambiguity here about what you want for the future within this job, within this company. And it does leave them with some question marks. It may be something that you want to clear up with them, have a conversation, talk about your goals that you will have for the future. Because if they know what your goals are, I feel like your employer will help you achieve them. But they really don't know. They see potential in you. They see some skills in you and some abilities in you that could translate to other areas, whether it be upward or even like a sidestep doing something different or, adding responsibilities. But they're not sure. So if you have a clear idea of what you want from your company, from this job, where you want to go, and especially if you're feeling like, I'm doing this job, I'm doing a good job, why am I not getting ahead, or why am I not getting whatever, promoted, or they don't know that you want it. So you might have to wear your ambitions on your sleeve just a little bit and speak up to your boss, make it clear so that they know how to help you. They know where you want to go and they can help you get there. They do appreciate you enough that they will help you. So if you're worried that if you tell them you want to be promoted or you want to move to a different department, do different things, you're worried that that will act against you or work against you, don't worry about that. They want you to stay within the company. They want you to be happy and stay happy. And they're willing to do what they can to help you achieve your goals. Okay. All right. So the advice from Spirit, you have the Empress and the Key. Let me just listen. I just want to hear what they want to tell you here with this. They're saying what you want from this job is practically yours for the taking. And I feel like you don't know that you don't realize. I'm feeling strongly, at least with most of you, that you don't realize how well you are looked on, how appreciated you are. I feel like they don't communicate this to you, or they don't communicate well. For some of you, I feel like it's a remote job, and so you don't have that face-to-face interaction that would help. But they do. What were you saying? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on one second. They were saying something to me and then lost it. They're saying they have high expectations for you in this role, and that you never have trouble achieving what they need you to do. And because of that, they trust that they can, it's like they could put you in any role and you would do great. So, whatever it is that you want, with this Empress card, it's a message of embrace it. Whatever you want from this job, from this role, from this company, embrace it and assume that you can have it. That the answer to this will be trusting that you can have it, and of course communicating that, letting them know, because we did talk about that. They don't know. But if you can believe you can do something, go somewhere within this job, you absolutely can. It's just really just a matter of asking for it, and then taking on whatever they give you to help you get there. So there may be, for some of you, I am getting, there may be some additional learning or additional tasks you may have to take on to help you get to this next level or this new opportunity within the company. They're encouraging, Spirit's encouraging you to do that. Don't be discouraged by having to either take classes, learn something new, or to take on additional responsibilities without the pay, without a promotion, without a role change for the short term. It will just help. They're saying it will help round out your skills so that you can get where you want to go. But trust that your employer thinks highly enough of you to put you in that position once you do that. Okay. All right, group one, I hope that helps. Hope it gives you what you needed. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, group two. All right, today we're looking at your career, your job, and we're going to take a look at what impression you make on the people at your work, on the employers, on your coworkers, whoever it may be. What impression do you make on them? What do they think of you? How do they feel about you? So your initial card here is card number 51, and it's Sandpiper Spirit, and it says be playful. I'm going to leave that card there while I pull some additional cards here. Okay. We have the Chariot in reverse. Two of Swords. Eight of Wands in reverse. And one more as an advice card. And your advice card is the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. I'm also going to pull some of the Norman cards to pair up with these, just to give a little more color, a little more information about each of the tarot cards. We have the Dog. The Heart. the letter. And one more, please. And the crossroads. Okay, give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in and I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. Before I do, I like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you and any questions you may have or situation in your life that you are wondering about, you can check my website and see what's available there. My website is pink22tarot.com. There's also a link down below. Otherwise, I hope this reading is helpful. I hope it gives you some messages that are worthwhile and resonate with you. If it does, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below, subscribe, share, whatever you feel called to do. I'm really grateful for it. It helps me, it helps the channel, but most importantly, it helps me know that our energies are connecting and that the reading is resonating. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Okay, now give me just a second. I'm just going to listen to what Spirit wants to tell you as we get into this reading. So bear with me one sec. Okay, the first thing they're telling me is that you have a really wonderful gift for making people feel liked, making people feel welcome, making people feel comfortable around you. You have this gift of putting people at ease, which is really, really wonderful. In part, this is due to your ability to communicate. You are they're saying an extremely wonderful communicator when it comes to clients, customers, coworkers. You have a little bit of a gift of gab. You have a sense about you where you can, what they're giving me is that it's like you could chat with them, any of them, and you'll know, all about them before a meeting is over. When it comes to people who are higher up than you, employers, bosses, there isn't a lot of distinction between how you act with a coworker versus how you act around a boss. And perhaps there should be a little bit more discernment between what you say to a boss versus what you say to a coworker or a vendor coming in, something like that. You have a wonderful way about you, absolutely. And even your bosses love this about you. They find you very friendly, very approachable, very welcoming. But sometimes you get to a personal level with higher ups that can be occasionally deemed inappropriate by some people. They're giving me that sometimes you can be a little too familiar or outspoken with higher ups. So keep that in mind, that there are some higher ups that feel that way. It doesn't mean they don't like you. They absolutely do. They love your personality. They love your gift of gab. They love the way that you have this wonderful, welcoming, joyful energy about you. Just take that for what it is when you're dealing with superior. And I'm talking hot, like maybe not your direct boss, but even above that. That there's some people that need to be treated a little more elusively. In other words, not quite so gabby and familiar. So take that as it resonates for you. But they do love your energy, So with your initial card here, the Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. They are giving me that's sort of the impression you give, is that you have this playful, this generous personality that is equally happy and welcoming regardless of who you talk to. And in a lot of ways, that's a wonderful gift. Okay? they only bring up the caveat of higher ups when it comes, and they're giving me like, if you're having a conversation maybe with the owner or the CEO, somebody who is several steps above you, sometimes they're not used to being so familiar with employees. So just, it may not be everyone, it may be one individual in particular, but kind of just put that in your back pocket and consider it. Okay, they're telling me if you are in a customer facing position or role, this gift you have, this energy you have, is especially appreciated. It makes customers, because they like you instantly, it makes them like the company, and it makes everything a little bit more forgiving, on the back end. If you're not in a customer facing job, it gets a little bit trickier. They want me to go into these cards. I'm sure they will address that, but okay, all right. So your first two cards, we have the Chariot reversed and the Dog. They're telling me you're extremely friendly. Everybody likes you from top to bottom, inside and outside the company. They all like you. You're incredibly likable. You're the person they want talking to vendors, customers, anyone who has the potential to be maybe a little bit difficult. You have a way of disarming them. If there's ever a customer or a vendor or client who is considering leaving the company, taking their business elsewhere, it's like they want to put you in front of them because you'll win them back over. That's how they feel about you. Whether or not you have that responsibility is besides the point. That's their impression of you. You definitely have a gift there. Okay. The next two cards here, you have the Two of Swords and the Heart. And again, okay, they're talking again about customer facing role versus if your job is behind the scenes, more of a desk job. If you're in a customer facing role, you are especially loved because the customers love you. If you interact regularly with outside people, your gift is especially appreciated. If or when you are working behind the scenes, working on projects, working on output for the company, where you have to sit at your desk and get things done, that's where they feel a little bit squiggly with you. It feels like they have to rein you in a little bit, because your energy is very active and playful. It's also very infectious, meaning, if you start to chat, other people start to chat, people get distracted. There is this, for those of you that do work behind the scenes, not customer facing, they do wish you had the ability to focus a little bit more. With this Two of Swords, they're giving me, they wish you could just close out what other people are saying and doing and just put your head down and get to work. Now, you may do that some. So it's not that you're not doing that, but they feel that you'd be even better at your job if you were able to focus and block out the distractions a little bit more. Okay. All right, so then we have the Eight of Wands reversed with the Letter. They're saying, again, that your communication skills are incredible. And in the right time and place, they're very, very useful and very valuable. And you make a great impression when you do communicate, even if it's not verbally. You might be writing an email, you might be messaging, sending out messages in other ways. You have a wonderful gift there. They're giving me here with this Eight of Wands reversed. The only negative I'm getting here is that sometimes you don't know when to rein it in. You don't know, or you appear to not know when it's not appropriate, or again, when you need to just put your head down and do the work. It could be, talking about personal subjects with like remote higher ups, like CEO, much higher up, people that are used to having more boundaries. The feeling is that sometimes you don't always know where that line is. And I would say that's the only thing that's really holding you back, is because you have this wonderful gift. You just have to know when to use it, right? And truthfully, if you're not in a customer facing role, consider whether you should be, because that is really where your greatest gifts lie, or some of your greatest gifts lie, and where people are most impressed by you. You really do have a wonderful gift for that. All right, so the advice from Spirit, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Crossroads. Let me just hear what they want to say to you about this. Hold on. Okay, they're saying continue to be who you are, right? Don't take things too seriously. Don't become someone else just because of maybe what was said here. You know what your gifts are. You know what you're good at. You know how to win people over. Don't lose that. Absolutely don't lose that. But with the Crossroads, they're just saying, just know when to back off a little bit and when to be fully you, 100% you. Don't lose that essence of you, though. Don't lose that. It's just about discernment. Sometimes knowing when to, I just said when to release the Kraken, when to be, full on you, and when to pull back just a little bit. That's all. That's all. But otherwise, you make a very good impression with employers and coworkers alike, as well as if you're customer facing with customers, vendors, clients. You are genuinely and genuinely well liked, and your approach to the job is really appreciated. You have a wonderful energy that lifts everybody up in the workplace. You make everyone feel a little bit happier to be there because your energy lifts them up. So don't lose that. It's absolutely wonderful. It's really a gift. I wish more people had, actually. All right. Well, thank you, Group 2. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you needed. Thanks so much for being here, and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hi, Group 3. Okay, so today we're going to take a look at what they think of you in the workplace. What impression have you made on employers, coworkers, people at work? So your initial card here is card number 55, and it's the Snake Spirit. It says time to heal, but it's Snake Spirit. I'll leave that there while we get some additional cards up. All right, we have Five of Wands in reverse. Death and Rebirth in reverse. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And one more as an advice card. And you have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, and then I'm going to pull some Lenormand cards to pair up with each of these tarot cards, just to give a little more color, a little bit more information about each one. You have mice. Crossroads. The fox. And one more. And the tree. Okay, give me just a minute. I just want to take these cards in and I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. That is how I work, in case you don't know. In a general reading, I connect with my spirit guides and they communicate with me to share messages and information with you. In a personal reading, in a private reading, I connect with your guides. So just know that. But I'm going to get some initial messages for you. Before I do, I just like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you and a situation in your life or questions you may have, feel free to check my website, pink22tarot.com. You can see what's available there. There's also a link down below. Otherwise, I hope this reading helps. I hope it brings you messages that are helpful and resonate with you. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up, dropping me a comment down below, subscribing, sharing, whatever feels right to you. I'm grateful for it. Helps me, helps my channel especially, and most importantly, it helps me know that our energies are connecting and resonating. Okay? So thanks for that. I do appreciate it. And give me 1 second while I listen for what messages Spirit wants to give you before we get started with the cards. Okay, the first thing they're telling me is that you are very powerful in what you do. Now, you may not be in a powerful role, but you are powerful in what you do. You are very skilled. You're very good at what you do, and that is recognized. You have a lot of potential to rise up and take on more and more responsibility, to be promoted up the ranks. You have it in you to do that because you do have a sense of leadership, a sense of the ability. What are you saying? The ability. You have the ability to sort of manage a room, to manage other people, to manage situations. So they do see that in you. I am getting that sometimes people at work, they sometimes feel that you get a little defensive. So hopefully that makes sense to you or resonates on some level. Sometimes you take things maybe personally. If somebody disagrees with you or they have a different opinion, you tend to get a little bit outspoken or, like I said, defensive when a situation isn't going in your favor. And it feels like that is one primary reason why you haven't gotten further in your job than you have, because I'm getting full respect for what you do and how you do it. You have the experience. You are very well respected in the work that you do. It's just sometimes there's just this attitude of feeling attacked when somebody disagrees or there's like a debate in the room or someone doesn't like an idea, that kind of thing. So I know that's a hard message to take. It's not an easy message to give either, but I give what I'm given. So don't shoot the messenger, y'all. All right, so your initial card here is the snake spirit. And they are telling me, yes, you're very powerful. You're good at what you do. There is this fear among certain people in the workplace that they're a little bit afraid to confront you, to say certain things to you because they don't know how you'll react. Now, what Spirit's wanting to tell you here is that this is completely fixable. Just work on yourself a little bit. Work on your self-confidence because you have every reason to be confident. But when you can't take criticism, or you take things the wrong way from other people's opinions anyway, um, it's coming from a place of insecurity, of not trusting that other people can have ideas as well, and other people may not agree with you or like your ideas, that kind of thing. It comes from a place of insecurity. So go within and just work on that. Remind yourself how much you are appreciated, how much you are valued, because you are. There's a lot of respect for you in your workplace, a lot. They really want great things from you and for you. This is just one area that could use a little work, but it's completely doable. Just like a snake shedding its skin. Listen, this message might not be easy to hear, but if you can accept it and work with that message, there's no stopping you. There's no stopping you. Okay? All right, so let's look at your first two cards. We have the Five of Wands reversed and the Mice. They're telling me that they see in you that you don't get distracted. You don't get caught up in office politics. You're productive. You do your job. It's like you're able to put your head down and you work and you get it done. You get things done more quickly than other people. You do a better job, a more thorough job than other people. It's like they're telling me it's like you could do this job in your sleep, even though other people may struggle to do what you do. You're very, very good at what you do, and you don't let yourself get distracted by like chatty Cathy's in the office or, petty drama in the office, which is great. Absolutely important when you're trying to rise up the ranks in a career. Okay, so then you have the Death and Rebirth card in reverse and the Crossroads. I just want to hear what Spirit wants to tell you about this. Hold on. They're telling me that for you, with your career, with this particular job anyway, things can go one of two ways. You can sort of get stuck with where you are because people feel a little bit concerned about what you might say or how you might react in certain situations. And I will say that employers sometimes feel like they're nervous about promoting you, about helping you move up the ranks or take on more responsibility or manage more people, because they're not comfortable with your reactions sometimes. So it can go one of two ways. You could get stuck there, in the same spot, going nowhere, where you will eventually start to feel stagnant and overlooked. Or you can change. You can shed that part of you, accept, things a little more graciously, with a little more grace and generosity towards others. In which case, you're on a very different road. If you notice on this Crossroads card, one path is very dark and one is very bright. It's really up to you what path you choose, but they're telling me this is the only thing that's really holding you back. And it's a quick thing to change, because it's not like you have to learn new skills. It's not like you have to, do a better job with your work. It's just this, being a little more gracious is all. And I'm not saying that you're not gracious. Just know that the message from Spirit is this is about how they see you, people at work, how they see you. They think you're wonderful at your job. You're very, very good at what you do, and you have a lot of potential. It's just sometimes you are a little defensive, or you come across as defensive. You may feel differently, so keep that in mind. It's someone else's point of view. Okay. So then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Fox. Okay. Hold on, I'm just listening to what they're telling me. They're telling me that when you react this way, Unfortunately, it ends up putting you in the light of someone who is less than professional. Doesn't have to be that way, right? The Queen of Pentacles is very self-possessed, very confident, very secure. Nothing can rattle her. But in reverse, they feel like you get a little bit rattled. With the Fox card, you know, Fox has the impression of being unpredictable, of being sneaky, stealing. I'm not saying that you're doing any of those things, but depending on how you look at a fox and how the fox is reacting at any given moment, the opinion of that fox changes. You know, if you look at a fox, sometimes you think, they have so much patience. They can sit and wait and watch for exactly the right moment, and they know what to do and when to do it. Right? Rather than, you know, they're scavengers. They're, you know, they steal food. They whatever it may be. Don't be the scavenger. Don't be the impression that people have of you is so easily changed from positive to negative, negative to positive. The trick is to be this Queen of Pentacles, upright, and to be that quiet, watchful fox that doesn't make a move, it doesn't benefit him. Okay? You can totally do it. All right, so the advice from Spirit, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the tree. Hold on one sec. I just want to hear what they want to tell you here about this. They're telling me the way you are when you are working by yourself, when things are going your way, it's this very positive, independent, self-sufficient energy. Keep that. It's valuable. It's wonderful. It is a wonderful quality for a worker, a manager, a leader. With the tree, they're talking about branching out and being rooted at the same time. Stay rooted, stay strong, keep your strength, but be more flexible. You know, the branches of a tree that they move, and they move with the wind rather than snapping. Be more flexible, be more easygoing, move with the branches while maintaining your strength, your power at your core, at the core of who you are in the workplace. Maintain that because it's wonderful. It's a great, great quality. Your quality of work, your level of experience, it's all top notch. It's just one little thing just to be a little more flexible, a little more giving, a little more forgiving when it comes to others in the workplace. Okay. All right, group 3. I hope all of this makes sense to you. I hope it brought some meaningful messages to you and it brought you what you needed. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you, and have a great day, y'all.